Yeah, man. Look. It's what it is. Okay, so we're doing a disc of Lady Ada.
Are we live now?
Yeah, we're live
Oh, my
now.
goodness.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, first off, I'm extremely impressed by all of your cameras.
Yeah?
And people can't see this, but you have 6 cameras pointed at me, one for every network.
8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's so quiet in the office. I'm actually getting my work done.
So what are we doing?
My homework. So I got this panel that I just sent out. I called it Nothing Burger because that was the name that was used at the time. So
Oh, Nothing Burger.
Circuit Playground Tester. And here's the new boards I made. So I have this new Metro Express, which we'll talk about later. It's a little special. And I got this T-bread bit from Microbit. I'll show that off. I have this little breakout for touch panel, which is not that interesting. I got this little fellow, CP2104. Let me turn off the So I got this T-bread bit, this touch controller here, we'll break out the CP2104 thing, and then another bonnet. This is a Matrix bonnet, which is like a Matrix hat that's smaller, and I actually have the prototypes on here. So we put them together. So the first step is we're doing more stuff with Microbit. We're going to do more stuff with Microbit. We wanted to finish up Circuit Playground Express, and that's actually going pretty well. We actually put a bunch in the store. So to start off with, I want to make something like the cobbler, which is our like really popular Raspberry Pi breakout, adapter thing, but for Microbit. So Microbit has this edge connector, and you can alligator clip to get to pins 0, 1, 2, and 3 volt and 5 volt. So you get like 3 GPIO just with alligator clips. But there's all these pins in the middle, and this connector is pretty low cost through hole connector. It's only a couple dollars. And what's nice is that you can snap it in whenever you like, and then this adapter turns it into like a T cobbler, basically. So this is our most popular cobbler, and I added something that I liked. Some people who modified the T cobbler added little rails pins, so that's what I added here. So what's nice is that the 3 volt and ground connections automatically connect to these power rails. So I think that's kind of a nice design, and then this is, let's see if this is a good battery. But this just does a little demo where it lights up every LED in order. So that's kind of nice. You can pretty easily tell that it's working. And so that's this T-bread bit. So I'm going to get this made. It's all through hole, so we'll have to selective solder or wave solder it. But it's a simple design. Just has all the pins available, labeled, and then power rails. I put like, I had a little bit of space because the connector is the dominating shape, so I put 2 mounting holes. So that's this design. And I can show the other side too. So it's like that. It's all through hole. A lot of pins. Not all these pins are used. Only like a quarter of them are, but the connector is pretty intense. Okay, and then this is the T-bread bit. This is the Matrix bonnet. So this is like a fully assembled like kind of mini hat. We have a hat version of this, which also has a real-time clock. The bonnet's a little smaller because honestly, when I designed the Matrix hat, which is for like the LED matrices, the only Pis were like the Pi B Plus and the Pi 2, and now the Pis that are around are like the Pi 0W and the Pi 3. And so the Raspberry Pis that people are buying now all have Wi-Fi built in. So most people don't need a real-time clock because you're connected to Wi-Fi or Ethernet, whatever. Like it's much easier to be connected to the internet. So I don't have a real-time clock on here. We have a little bit of space. I could add one. But I thought, let's keep it inexpensive. So it's fully assembled. It plugs into your Raspberry Pi 0 or your B Plus, and then you get a Hub 75. You can chain them, so you can have as many panels as you want, really. 5 volt input with a protection circuitry, and then level shifters, because the matrices need that, and then power plugs. So you can actually use this plug to power the Pi and also your matrices, and that's why I have this protection circuit. So this is actually kind of neat. This chip here is what's it, a Maxim, I don't remember, it's like a Max 4 something chip, and it's a 5 volt power controller chip, and it has 2 large FETs. This is an N channel and a P FET, and then what they do is it measures the input voltage and makes sure it's between 4 and 6 volts, and if it's any lower or any higher, it doesn't let the power through, so it actually prevents undervolting and overvolting. It's a little bit more expensive. It adds up, a couple dollars of cost, but you don't want to plug in a 9 volt or a 12 volt, blow up your Pi, and then blow up your panel. I think that'd be like super sad. So since the panels can get pretty expensive, I added that protection circuit. So I think this is almost done. I'm doing one last test on this and then ship that out. And then the final thing I have is this little helper friend for Raspberry Pi. It's kind of like a Pi UART pal. So let me wedge this.
Is it
off.
PWM for the Pi hat, or it can be used with NeoPixels?
For this thing, it's for RGB matrices. So it's not for NeoPixels. It's for it's for like the large matrices that you have to PWM like on the fly. So you kind of need a Pi 3 to really get good. I mean, you can do it with a Pi 0, but you won't get as good color. But we have like a demo where you can actually mimic the HDMI display. So this has a UART chip and some circuitry, and this basically just converts the UART pins, which are these pins here, RX and TX, the serial console into USB, and it plugs in very nicely. And the thing that is I did that was a little bit special is, if you're connecting this to the USB, it would be nice to also be able to power the Pi through it. So this is these LEDs indicate TX and data's coming out of the Pi because it's just booting right now. RX when I send data, and this blue LED is an on LED, and this is a switch that's connected to a transistor that allows you to power the Pi and turn on and off the power if you want. So you actually shut it down. So one of the things that's missing on the Pi is a true power switch. So if we go over here, this is the UART for the Raspberry Pi. So you can see like it booted up when I plugged in. Now it's like waiting for the Wi-Fi to set up, so it's going to take a couple seconds. But what's neat is that it's a very easy way, because I always need to just connect to a Pi 0 and just set it up or something. So now as I type, you can see the LEDs light up to let me know data is received. And then I can log in and do stuff, and I like that you can tell when data is being sent. And then if I want, I can.
So it's like a console cable?
It's a console plug-in. Yeah, it's a console cable, but also does power switching. So if you do sudo shut down halt now, so I'm shutting down my Pi all nicely, and it's like, okay, and this powered down, but the problem is it's still actually powered. But with this onboard switch, if I flick it, it actually turns off properly, so now the power's completely off. And then when I want to, I just flick this to turn it back on, and it will start booting up and boot back up. So it's kind of like, it's a console cable with a power switch that goes through a transistor, so you can do a 4 amp. So you can do this with a Pi 3 if you want. It'll give you enough power, and you can use it as a power switch or as a console adapter, or both at the same time if you want. So I thought that was kind of handy. This is actually something I made for myself because I'm always setting up these Pi 0s, and sometimes I hook it up to an Ethernet hub, but sometimes I'm like, no, I just really need to log into the console and just do some stuff so the Wi-Fi. So without hauling out a keyboard and a mouse, I like to use these Raspberry Pis headless. It would be really neat if one day the Pi 0 and the Pi 3 came with a console chip, like a UART chip, but I don't know if that's going to happen because, a lot of people actually do just plug in a keyboard and mouse and they're happy with it. I think only the Linux terminal people are into using a console. So that's all my protos. That's this week's prototype party. But
Okay.
I just finished this, and this is good, so I'm going to send this out.
Like, subscribe, pick up something from Adafruit.com. That's how we
Red bit,
pay the bills here.
matrix on it,
All right.
Pi UART pal. So many things. That's my desk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff. I should have my plan.
It's trapped. Okay. I'm free.
You free?
I'm free.
Okay, I'm going to shut my plan.
Yeah.
Off.
All right. Zoom.